Hey there, Dave. Um,
Hi, mate.
how you doing? You all right? Thanks so much for catching up with us in the Squash Pod. Um, I'm in my bedroom at home in Cardiff, and I think you're in by
I'm in the
somewhere near Tinton Abbey, are you?
yeah, the Anchor Inn in Tinton, beautiful place.
Fantastic. Away with the wife after many months stuck indoors, no doubt.
Too long, absolutely too long.
So, yeah, quick introduction for anyone tuning in is obviously the Squash Pod is run by me to promote the game of squash. But my story is I'm running a campaign to raise awareness about multiple sclerosis and to help raise some money for MS by encouraging people to get active, to do a workout, a squash workout as it happens, but it could be any workout, or basically created by Nick Matthews, 3 times world champion in OBE, um, to take on one of his challenges, post it on social media, nominate 3 people and donate £3. That's all. So the
Yeah.
idea is just to start spreading it, and who better than from Nick Matthews, OBE, over to another legend, Dave Phillips, para
Thank you very much.
para. Forgive me, para archer. Is that how you say it?
That's correct. Yes,
So a little bit of a background for people. Dave Phillips originally was an archer when you were a kid. Is that right?
I was. Yes, from the age of about 13 to 17, and then I
Yeah.
stopped for 30 years.
Okay. And then you were working in Cwmbran, were you, for a number of years?
Yeah, I worked in Orb Electrical Steels in Newport for 30 years, and then when I retired in 2012, the wife said, "I don't think you're going to sit around the house all day. You'll have to go back to actually used to do that when you was a kid." I said, "I don't
Yeah.
know anybody, but wow, loads of people still there. It's fantastic."
Yeah. Really. But take us back to because obviously you were diagnosed with MS, weren't you, Dave? Tell us a bit about it.
Well, I was diagnosed with MS in 1996. Obviously, for me at the time, I was still working, raising a family, and had all the financial commitments like everybody else. I was a very fit physical person, but I started having those traits of MS. I started stumbling and things like that, dropping things because my hands, the grip was going and things like that. So one morning I woke up and I had like a dead leg, and I said, what's this? And I thought, oh, it'll go in a minute.
Yeah.
But it didn't go. It didn't go. So that led me on then to go to the doctors who sent me down to the hospital. A few weeks later, I got diagnosis, multiple sclerosis, remitting, relapsing. For a number of years, I did quite well, although my wife, who works in the community, she understood a lot more than I did because I didn't even know what MS meant, I suppose. And for a very long time, I was in denial. I can only look back on that now after all these years and think, well, I wish I would have asked for help in the beginning, and maybe I wouldn't have put my family through some of the um, physical and mental issues that I was having to deal with. Like, I felt that people would think I was lazy,
Mhm.
so I tried to do more,
Yeah.
and I kept volunteering and volunteering to a point I just couldn't cope anymore. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely imploded.
Yeah. Well,
So
Dave. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously the reason I was doing this was to raise awareness for memory of my mother-in-law Jill, and yeah, a lot of what you're saying resonates. She was very proud, I guess stubborn to a degree,
mm,
um, but from my point of view, it was difficult seeing it from the family side. I didn't have to deal with anything like what you're dealing with, so I
well,
guess it's
that's
interesting to
exactly the
hear
same.
yeah,
I couldn't see it from anybody else's side. I
yeah.
was the only one, as far as I was concerned, that was given this lifelong condition, and I didn't understand how other people worry. I might want to ignore it and try and cope as best I could, but my family, my children, they were all suffering because I wouldn't recognize that I had issues.
Mm.
So I can only look back now thinking I would have done things a lot different if I could have.
Yeah. So I mean, crikey, let's bring it to some positivity. You became a para archer for Great Britain, all because your wife said, "Get out of
Yeah,
the house." Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, like I said, I was 46 when I retired in 2012. 2013, she encouraged me to go back to archery, and I was good. I was
Yeah.
more than good. I was very good, and I couldn't quite understand. I didn't know what a good score was, so I was just shooting for pleasure, try and get a bit fitter and stronger. When within 8 months, a year, they'd recognise me as one of the top archers or top scorers, which led me on in 2014 to shoot for Great Britain at, in Sweden in the European Championships, and I won a gold and a bronze medal. Wow.
Absolutely amazing. So when's the next one? Is it because this year's all gone to put to pot, isn't it?
Pretty much at the moment. Yeah, the training's not as intense as I would have liked to because I haven't got the resources. I can go back to our centre of excellence up in Lilleshore in Shropshire.
Yeah.
So I've had to do a bit of home training, bit of adaptation, something every day. Maybe not a lot. Some days, maybe a bit more. Other days, depends on how I feel. Because it's always important to listen to your body. You know,
Yeah.
if you need the rest, rest.
So with your MS and being an elite sportsman, what kind of lessons can people take from what your outlook on life and towards life and sport is, Dave? What's the secret? What would you advise people?
Well, I'm fortunate to be in this position. I never thought I would be as good as I was. We have a UK tournament with all the able-bodied archers and everything. The national tour is called, and I was fortunate in 2019 to come sixth in Britain. So that's for me. That's like wow. That's a personal achievement. I got to be 40 years older than most of the people doing it. You know, I've got a condition which is like fatigue and muscle dilabating condition, and yet for some reason I'm still achieving.
So
So I think
what's the secret? What you know?
never give up. Yeah.
Okay. One of the things you said I've seen you say on social media was do a little something every day. Don't don't stop. I guess it must be easy to kind of to stop when you've got MS and just kind of let it wash over you, I guess. But what do you mean by that? How do you do that?
Well, first of all, the hardest thing is to get started because sometimes you haven't even got the energy to make a cup of tea or to get out
Yeah.
of bed. But depending on your support network around you, my wife's brilliant with me and the children, so they'll encourage me to put my equipment ready to train, or my bow will be there ready waiting. I say, come on, you've got an hour, you can do this, you can do that now. So, and like I said, as long as you do something, it doesn't have to be for very long. It could be 5 minutes or 50 minutes. It's totally up to you. You could wave your arms in the air if you want, but as long as you do something.
Yeah. So
But you need to do it every day, really.
you did one of the workouts, one of the squash workouts, or you adapted it anyway, didn't you? Because I guess with archery, your legs aren't your strongest aspect. So I guess you focused on your upper body, which is relevant in squash as well. You have to have good upper body strength for anyone who wants to try a bit of squash. But how did you find it? Is that something you do a lot of?
Well, I watched Nick Matthews' videos, and obviously, and I was trying to choose the appropriate exercise. And I said, all these are all lower legs, and I'm terrible. My core is poor. Because when I do archery, I sit on a stool, so I am quite stable in that sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But to walk or to try and do exercises, I think I just fall over. So I thought, let's get near the floor. I know press ups. We'll do some of them because I can manage 10 of them.
We got
so
a really good.
Fall very far.
We got a really good disability section in Squash Wales. Anyway, I don't know about the rest of the world, but would you consider trying squash in a wheelchair at all, Dave?
Oh well, I got friends that play tennis in wheelchairs, and that looks really good. Yeah, and I'm happy to try anything. Yeah, even if I don't take it up as an elite athlete, I'm happy to have a go at anything. So I look forward to that day.
I want to show them all up, Dave. That's what it is.
Well, I'll be playing you, so don't worry about
it. Definitely then. Yeah. So it's awesome to have you on, Dave. I mean, I guess the key message for me is, why should people take on the challenge? It's not really about the challenge, although keeping active is, as we've mentioned earlier, doing something every day is important. trying something new. But why should people get on board and donate? Why is MS so important? Why should we all do our bit?
Well, during this pandemic, right, it's obvious that all the charities right across the board have suffered, not being able to get money in or do fundraising events. And I know that MS has lost over £40 million so far during this pandemic through charitable work. And it'll be a real shame if we don't keep attacking MS, keep fighting the causes for MS, and without any financial, any of the public donating or getting anything from the government to help maintain what we've got, because we're close. Yeah, we're really close to stopping MS.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I found £2 down the back of the settee today, so yeah. I only had to pay £1, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's exactly what I thought. Donate £3. That's nothing. Pass it on to 3, and let's get it going. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to having some of your archery friends jumping on and getting involved. And
I'm sure they will.
Thank you again, Dave, and good luck for. Is it August next year, or July, or?
It'll be end of August, September next year for Tokyo 21.
Tokyo.
So hopefully I'll be selected, and I'll be going, and I'll bring back the bling. But
yeah,
more
lovely.
importantly than bringing back medals for me is it gives me a platform to be able to show people what they're capable of doing. You know, it doesn't
100%.
have to be an elite sport. It could be filling in a crossword. It could be walking up and down stairs. Whatever you do, just do something.
Brilliant. Great advice, Dave. Thanks again. Thanks so much for coming on.
Okay, and thank you.
Enjoy the Abbey. You're popping down there tomorrow, are you?
Yeah. Well, I'm here now. I'm in the Anchor Inn in Tinton. I've just had a lovely meal. First time out in 4 months.
Go and walk it off now, Dave.
Thanks very much.
Take care. See you later.
Bye. Bye,
All
everybody.
the best.